want to do my makeup before somebody's like, oh, dog, you don't need makeup. Observe your inner beauty and see the light. Makeup is a curse. I just want to wear makeup today. Big bop vibes. Oh, yeah. How are you guys? I'm ignoring my academic obligations. I feel like you should pay attention to this. So here's a fun fact. I'll wait until the song's done. What a bop. What a good song. Flashman's Glass Prison by Apoplexia and Game Chops. For anybody who was like, what was said bop? So what I was gonna say is here's a fun thing is I got a text from the owners of the house saying, hey, you guys have had all of these issues with like the plumber and all of that. So we've booked for a specialist to come out today. Today between 1 and 6. My exact work hours. Today between 1 and 6. They're gonna come out and basically just put high powered water through all of the pipes and just, if there's an issue with a blockage, it'll be gone, and then we'll know that that's not the issue anymore, right? And I was like, cool. I wish I had more of a heads up about that, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, we need to do laundry desperately, so sure, yes, that would be great. So if you see me doing shit like this a lot, it's because I'm checking to see if there's like a van or something outside of our house, because I can see the front of the house from my window. So it's going to be me being like, is somebody here? No, tight. What am I doing today? What's happening with me? I didn't used to do this, but I like doing like a base color and pulling it up to my brow bone. I realized I like that a lot. So I do that now. And then like a color that's similar to that color, but just a little bit more obviously a color, and put that on my actual lid. And that's like, if that's all that I do, then that's it. Why are there so many colors in that kit? Don't people usually only need one color? No, if you like to play around, it's nice to have a bunch of colors. Yeah. I tend to go for like peachy tones. So this palette is literally all that I use. The colors that I use the most, this one you can tell maybe has like a big divot in it. I use this one. I use both of these as like bases. I use this one a lot, this one a lot. Some of the darker stuff, I don't tend to do like smoky eye stuff, but it's nice to have them as options. But yeah, I use a lot of these colors actually. So great, easy. If you're doing like two-tone stuff, so like even just now I use two colors, right? It's probably not super obvious that I use two colors, but it's obvious to me, and I like the way that it looks, even if it doesn't show up very well on camera. What am I doing next? I'll do my eyebrows, I guess. This is the other thing I've really liked lately, which makes me laugh because this is what my mom used to always do with my eyebrows when I was a kid. She would push them up. I've noticed I actually really, as an adult, I actually really like how they look when they're just kind of like brushed upwards. When it's just up. I kind of like that. Now imagine that, but also with the cut, right? Then I would really be trying to take somebody's lunch money. I don't know. Dandy Ace is a game, yeah. It's a roguelite about a dandy magician. I've actually been following that game for a hot minute. So I'm really excited to play it. I never do anything in a specific order. Ooh. I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo. Okay. That's done. That's done. That's done. If we wanna do the hip nose thing, put a little on the nose as well. Adorable. Ooh woo. lips have been really dry lately. There we go. We did it. We did our makeup. Huzzah. Get out of my life. Get out of here, you goofball. There we are. I'm clean. I have washed hair. I have makeup on. I started Murder by Numbers because I remembered you playing it. It's good, isn't it? I love that game. I still love that game. I think it's great. Is the towel specifically for hair? Yeah. So it's... I love these things, dude. I love them. Because I don't have a ton of hair. So, like, full-size towels. They claim that you could fit, like, a ton of really thick hair into one of these. I don't know that I believe that. Because even my hair falls out sometimes. But it's literally this. And I just kind of, like... do this kind of shit. But imagine it's soaking wet, right? You just grab all of it and you twist it. And put it on the button. And there you go. I've used them before. I've used them on Clarky before. Sam has not used them before, but I think he would actually love it. Can I tell you a wholesome thing? Now that I've told you an annoying thing that... Well, I'm excited because I can do laundry again if this works. Not excited to find out that somebody's showing up literally while I'm working. But here's a wholesome thing. Is the older lady next door came by and was like, I hope that this is okay. We got Clark an Easter gift. And I was like, that's very sweet. And she was like, and I figure, you know, like everybody just gives kids sweets. You know, it's not good for them to eat all of those sweets. So we got her this instead. And she handed me like a little bag with a present in it. And I was like, oh, thank you. And after she left, I looked and it's a little insect house. I was like, how did you know about my child? It looks like a birdhouse, but it has all of those like little holes and things for insects to rest in. Adorable. Yeah, it's like a tiny bug hotel. So cute. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to text her and be like, please, that's so sweet. I know, and we've just started doing a bunch of like gardening and stuff to kick off the season. So I was like, oh, we can find a place to put this. But yeah, how are you guys? How's life? How's tricks? Chill having breakfast. We made so far I have not used my sourdough starter for bread whatsoever. It has not happened. I have used it to make waffles and pancakes now. So we tried to make sourdough waffles this morning. Flavor-wise, it's delicious. I've been having an issue, though. The last couple of times that I've made waffles, I've had a problem where the batter isn't rising at all during the and again, this might be like an overworking problem, but the batter doesn't rise inside of the waffle iron. So I pour the batter in there, I close it, and the bottom part, because gravity, the bottom part looks beautiful, and the top part is like, it almost looks like instead of being cooked on the iron, it's getting steamed inside because it's not hitting the top part of the iron. Does that make sense? It's so strange. So I've been trying to do a thing where I like wait until the bottom seems like it's fine and then I flip it, but it doesn't fix it. No, it's not a more batter problem. If I pour more batter, it will literally leak out of the waffle iron. Just flip it. I am flipping it, but the flipping doesn't fix it. So, flip the table. Oh, yes, of course, obviously. Oh, I have baking powder in the mix. It's sourdough, a sourdough starter, and then milk, melted butter, flour. It could be the milk type because I'm using oat milk. No, because I've used oat milk before and it's been fine. Anyways, 1 egg. Yeah, there's baking powder in there, so. Oh, you think the baking powder wasn't evenly spread through? Well, I put flour, baking powder, sugar, and salt all together and mixed. And then the sourdough starter with all of the liquids mixed, and then mix them all together. Is it expired? My baking powder? I didn't know baking powder expired. I hope not. I would be so sad. I've only had it a year. Does it expire in a year? What? Interesting. Depends on the environment you store it in. It shouldn't in a year. Well, there's probably ways to test that. So I'll try to figure that out. Any ideas on the moral hat? I haven't like really thought about it. As far as my brain got was like, surely you can just stack foam, glue it, and then carve the foam. A lot of people do it in, I have not seen a single person do it that way though. So I'm like, does that not work? To just get really light, thick foam and heavy duty glue it together and then just carve it into a mushroom shape? Like, surely that works. But now I'm second guessing it. I'll probably hit up Angie and maybe Holly. They're my two my two where I'm like, you guys make weird shit all the time. It would get uncomfortable to wear, but it works. I mean, I'm not planning on wearing this to like a convention. This is like me being like, how difficult would it be for me to cosplay my mushroom kid? I feel like not that difficult. But that's what a lot of people did it with fabric, but I think you can there isn't like a smoothness to the outside, right? Unless it's like a shell that you make somehow. But I don't know. It feels like there's a hair stuck on me. Is there not? There is. I see it. Oh, freed. Freed from my own prison. The additional arms would be the complex bit. Yeah, yeah. Avi, I'll give you points back for that, Valentine. I'll give your points back for that. Yeah, Hollow Knight went so well yesterday, I thought. I had so much fun with it yesterday and like the first time I still had fun, but there was also like a franticness occasionally where I was like, fuck, I don't like, I'm having problems with X, Y, or Z. Yesterday felt so much more like smooth. Like I understood what was going on a lot better. They understood what was going on a lot better. There was more like just kind of fun, stupid like goofs in RP, and yeah, it was very fun. I really liked it. Oh, well, it'll still be there. It'll still be there if you want to watch it. Thank you, T Ironer. Yeah, it was very fun. Oh, stop it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to wind up I don't know. It could here's what's weird is it could wrap up. It could wrap up next session. But I feel like pacing wise it would be better if it was 4. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Four more sessions. No, 4 total sessions. So we've done 2. I said that it was going to be a 3 or 4 session campaign. And where they're at now is actually exactly where I was, I guess, expecting them to be. So pacing wise, they're going at the exact pace that I expected. When I like visualize this thing that they're in. But but you just never know. With fucking Jesse, you just never know. I wanted to ask you that. What did you want to ask? I think Jesse helped a lot getting the plot forward. And, well, trying to talk about it vaguely so as not to spoil people. Sometimes. Sometimes, sure. The thing is like Jesse is the only player that has done Fate before. So and I don't feel like this is much of a spoiler. This is how session 1 went as well. But he will take opportunities to do things almost like as a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like reminder. I like that I nudged when I said wink and winked when I said nudge, but you follow me. Almost as like a reminder to the rest of the group, like, you can do this, So, yeah. I wanted to ask about how the pacing was going in your opinion. Oh, yeah. I think it's going perfectly. Like, aside from the fact that in episode 1, there wasn't a pacing problem with like their progression. There was a pacing problem with me constantly being like, wait, how does this work? Wait, fuck. And I had to do that, I think once or twice yesterday. But we made it like almost all the way through before I was like, wait a second. Which I was very happy with, so. Has there been fan art? There has been, yeah. I never remember that there might be fan art to show during the show. So next session, I definitely want to be like, by the way, there's been fan art of all of the buggies. Let's look at those. So. Do you do session reviews with the players? No. No, I haven't done that. I'll always like check in with them and be like, hey guys, thank you so much for playing. If you have anything that you want to talk to me about or message me about, if you have any questions, like, let me know, that sort of thing. Please let Nancy know. She seems amazing. Will do. No, I think Arcadum is wanting to play with almost exclusively new people. Have I ever done fan art of anything? Yeah. Middle school, all Dragon Ball Z. I did a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho fan art around that time. I've done some Invader Zim fan art from high school. Sure. What program did you use for the people to talk like their characters? So you can find video tutorials on how to do this, but you basically like make PNGs. And you make 2 for each character. So when you're watching, you'll notice like Kukri, for example, has the version where she's like this, and then the version where she's like this, and this one's lit up a bit more, and this one's more in shadow. So we basically have a speaking and a non-speaking PNG, right? Active and inactive. Those correspond to your microphone in Discord. So this is a thing that you can do inside of OBS or probably XSplit. I'm not sure. But I only looked at OBS because that's what I use. But you basically just like grab a big chunk of code and you change things inside of the code. And then if you use Discord, you know that when you're on a call, your picture has like a green ring around it that pops up when you're speaking, right? So that's an animated thing that happens, even though it's simple. It's an animated thing that happens when you talk. So you're not talking no green ring when you are talking green ring. So you're basically telling the system, I don't want the green ring. I want you to replace my entire image with this. If I'm not talking, I want it to look like this. And if I am talking, I want it to look like this. And so you just do a separate one for each person. You do have to correspond it to a specific voice chat inside of like a Discord like community server. So when we do it, we all have to be like on my server. We can't just be in like a phone call together. But yeah. Am I losing frames? Not as far as this is concerned now. Is there a link to any of this stuff? Let's see. Where's the one? Let me see if I can find the original one that Danny sent me. Yes. Okay. So this video. Let me double check that this is the correct video. Yeah, how to make reactive images for collabs using Discord. So this is the video. And there was another one that the same person did that's like how to set up the images. But it's the exact same YouTuber, so or VTuber. But yeah. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, while we're still talking. I said this the other time when I did episode 1, but I've had so many people reach out and be like, yo, how'd you do that? I definitely want to do that. Which again, just makes me go, I need to make sure that I need to keep DMing so I can continue to do this so that I'm not forgotten by time. Because it is such a cool idea. Like, Danny came up with such a good idea with that. I'm playing a game called Dandy Ace today. We're back in it, baby. Roguelites. Hell yeah. I've been so excited for this game. And it's out now. Hell yeah, let's go. Etc. Which 14 expansion were you the most hyped for? Heaven's Word, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, or the upcoming? I honestly haven't been super hyped about the newest one. I don't know why. I'm sure it's going to be great. It's not that I think that it's not going to be as good. I'm just kind of like, my brain is still in Shadowbringers mode. I'm like, wait, but there's still so much to do. It feels like, I guess every time it feels like there's a bunch of loose ends, right? But I have so many questions with Shadowbringers that I'm like, wait, we're moving on though? But yeah. It's a roguelite, yeah. It's a comedy roguelite. We play a magician. Yeah, summary from Steam. Dandy Ace is an over-the-top, fast-paced roguelike experience that focuses on a fabulous magician seeking to combine and use his magical cards while fighting and looting his way to defeat the green-eyed illusionist Lele, who has imprisoned him in a cursed mirror. While battling your way through Lele's ever-changing palace, combine different cards with more than 1,000 possibilities, each with their own playstyles and powers. Every run provides new challenges and combinations. Who are you waving to? I'm painting my nails, so I'm airing them, I suppose. So I'm making sure that I get as many of the fumes in my face as possible. I don't know. I just figure, you know, I showered, I did my makeup. I keep thinking to myself, I should really paint my nails, so I guess I'll do that. It's self-care day today. These are things I keep meaning to do for myself and just not doing, so I'm going to do it now. Did you get a new wedding band? No. This is this one is my normal one, and this one is my silicone one. My daughter keeps taking the silicone one and dropping it somewhere. And so if I see it, I just put it on. I just put it on, and so then, you know. I don't wear my engagement ring most of the time because I don't know. It makes me a little nervous because I'm in situations where I have to take my rings off. And that one specifically, I don't want anything to happen to. So I typically keep it in a little box if we're doing something special, which means over the last year I've barely worn it. But if we're doing something special, then I'll wear it. But otherwise. Do you think you'll lose your American accent over time? I think that I always point to this person. Shannon Z. Killer, if any of you guys have heard her talk, any of you who watch Arcadum, she was in Harold's Call. She was a transplant from Canada. They've moved back to Canada now, at least like partially. Like part of the year they'll be in Canada, part of the year they'll be in England, I think is the plan. But anyways, I shake my fist because that's what Sam and I wanted to do, but America's just fun. So, yeah, she was in England for 10 or 15 years. I can't remember how long, but like a really long time. And her accent became a thing where it was like the way that she says words are the same. She doesn't pronounce words differently, but her sentence inflections are extremely English. So that's probably what'll happen to me. Is people will be like, I just can't place your accent. I'll be like, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a little transatlantic-y, yeah. I was born in England. I still managed to keep my American accent for 19 years. I think that there are some things that I'll probably say differently because I say them differently when I'm talking to Clark. Which again, Sam keeps being like, you don't have to do that. Like, she's fully capable of learning that there are two different words for a jumper, right? Like, it's fine. So I pretty consistently say trousers now for the garment you wear on your legs. Instead of pants, because it's just that way. If I say trousers, everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? Even if it sounds weird coming out of my mouth. How is keeping the lingo correct? I do okay with that. Chips is the hardest one for me. If I'm talking to somebody from America, I always say crisps now. and it's hard for me to bounce back and forth. Chips and fries is pretty easy to bounce back and forth on. I heard the chair tried to kill Sam. Sam has very bad luck with chairs. He's thinking that this chair, this like newer chair that he has now, his razor chair, is like one of the things contributing to his back. So now he's like, okay, then what do I do? He's like looking into standing desks and all kinds of stuff, which I think is so interesting because like Tiri also just got a standing desk, and she loves it. Yeah, I hate. Shout out to any company that was hoping to ever send me a chair, but I generally hate the way that like gaming chairs feel. There's a reason I bought this sort of shit, right? Because I much prefer, even though this chair is awful and falls apart all the time, I much prefer this in terms of comfort. And I would say that generally, like, obviously, yeah, I do this sometimes, but generally I would say my posture is pretty okay. So I don't worry about it too much. But Sam's in a different boat, you know? I just want to be as reclined as possible. When I see those pictures that are like, this person's got it all figured out, and they're like they've basically got a chair that has them laying down with like screens everywhere, and the like arms of their chair are like keyboard bits. I'm just like, that does not look comfortable to me. So that looks like it would overwhelm me very easily. Right? Doesn't that sound uncomfortable? But if this is like the cyberpunk future, right? Where people are like, I'm going to just jack into VR and never jack out. Like, sure. By all means, get something you can lay down in. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Did my makeup. I did my nails. I haven't taken my hair out of this thing yet, but that's okay. Stages. Cyberpunk's new patch almost made the cop AI worse. Oh, good. I still have not touched Cyberpunk. But I was never like super hyped up for Cyberpunk because I don't tend to enjoy games that are like, the world's your oyster, you can do whatever you want. Like, I know that I'll play it for 5 minutes and be like, this is overwhelming, I'm done, I'm out. So I absolutely want direction in my video games. Same. Yeah. I'll play Cyberpunk in actual 2077. There we go. There we go. That's the big brain play. I was talking with some of the people in the Discord in our like Weeb channel, but Sam and I started watching So I'm a Spider, So What? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. But it's basically like another it's another like isekai where somebody goes to a fantasy world and instead of being a human is something else. And Sam and I were like, "Oh, is it like a spoof on what slime is? Like, we're not totally sure what it is." And the more I looked into it, I was like, actually, apparently this is like a really beloved, like it's a light novel, it's a manga. Like people actually like really love this. This isn't just like a goof that got just like pulled out of someone's butthole recently. But here's what's interesting is apparently the anime is following the light novel, but a lot of people know it from the manga. So the anime is winding up different from the manga in a lot of ways, which I guess is like a little bit divisive. But personally, my take on it is as like a person who watched it and has never read the light novels, did not read the manga, went in completely blind. We watched like quite a few episodes right in a row. It's really entertaining. I think that from what people have said about how the manga is, that the way they're doing the anime was a better idea. Personally, I don't know that I would enjoy it as much if it. I'm trying to think of how to put these things so that I'm not spoiling anything. If it went the way that it sounds like the manga does, I think it might not be as interesting to me. But the CGI is a little rough sometimes. They use CGI a lot, and it occasionally you're like, okay, that looks interesting. But story-wise, it's cute. It's cute and it's goofy and it's honestly like a little interesting. So, it makes me want to read the manga for sure because people like the manga so much. I still have not watched the Beastars anime. I've read a lot of the manga, a ton, but I have not watched Beastars because Beastars, as much as I love Beastars, I'm the sort of person that like doesn't do very well with situations where like secondhand embarrassment for characters in shows. And Beastars has so many moments that I can think of off the top of my head in the manga where you're just like, next page, next page, next page. Right? So I don't know that I want to see those things animated personally. But I love the manga. I love the manga. But I didn't watch the anime. So just to give you an idea for any of you who are like, I was thinking about watching that. Should I be concerned now? The way that I've pitched it before in the past is it's Zootopia, but for adults. One of the elements of that is that animals are having sex with each other. Animals are eating each other. Animals are having sex with each other. There are just a lot of moments where you're like, I don't know how to feel about this scene, right? And it's there for a reason, and I'm fine with it being there. It's just I don't necessarily know that I want to watch it animated, if that makes sense. I need an adult. BNA is bad. I didn't hear anybody really talk about BNA. A couple of people said that they thought it was fun, but yeah, it's not hentai. Yeah, that's a good stipulation to make. It's not hentai. It's not like you're just watching them have sex. It's just there are sexual scenarios that happen between animals, in the same way that, you know, another manga that's like focusing on adults might show a scene that is sexual in nature. Studio Trigger is very hit or miss for me, I've realized. I think all of their stuff looks really nice, but it's kind of like a whether or not I'm going to enjoy it overall, or if I'm going to watch a couple episodes and go, that's pretty, and never watch it again. I did watch Little Witch. Very cute. Anime is scurry. We've entered the hair stage. Have you seen Attack on Titan? I am not watching this most recent season. That's another one where I've read more of the manga than I have watched the show. You know what Sam watched? I've heard that the Dota anime is actually great. Side note, apparently the Dota anime is really good. So, I guess we'll be watching that. But there's an anime on Netflix that's like an in-universe tie-in with Pacific Rim. For any of you who loved Pacific Rim, there's like a really short anime that's a tie-in to Pacific Rim that Sam watched. I know he watched all of it, but he did not specify if he enjoyed it or not. So really, I'm just saying this to let you know it exists. I can't tell you if Sam liked it or not. Still nobody here. I watched it. Did you like it? I watched it. Well, it's like sometimes Sam is difficult to read for me sometimes in terms of like, did you enjoy this thing or not? He'll give you information about it. Like, I was so shocked when he put the newest season of Sabrina on, because when I was stuck in America, he, like, for whatever reason, went on a deep dive and watched all of Netflix Sabrina that was available at the time. And when we would talk about it, it sounded to me like he was basically like, I mean, what else am I going to watch? Right? It was like like he didn't specify like if he was enjoying it or not. It was just like, I don't know, I put it on and now I'm still watching it, right? But it wouldn't commit one way or the other on like if he was enjoying himself while watching it. And then the newest season came out, and he was like, "Oh, a new season of Sabrina," and put it on. And I was like, I thought, did you like Sabrina? Like, I literally can't tell sometimes with you if you like things or if you're just killing time. Hi, Kelly. Does he talk about things he doesn't like? Yeah. Yeah. This is why it's hard. This is why it's hard to tell. Sometimes he'll watch all of something and be like, well, that was a mistake. I'm like, then why did you watch it? Maybe he's reserved with saying he likes something because it'll come off as a recommendation. That's fair. I'm more willing to be like, hey, this thing is garbage, but I loved it and you should totally watch it. Yesterday was fun. I'm so glad. Yeah, I was saying to chat that I felt like yesterday went so much better than the first episode. I had a lot of fun. Did he watch Gossip Girl? I don't think so. My partner does that with food. Well, eats it and is like, well, that's interesting. You're like, interesting good or interesting bad? Sure. It's just interesting. Oh, yeah. Supernatural, I've recommended to people. I've recommended Teen Wolf to people. Only the first 3 seasons. Netflix is hit or miss. Well, Netflix is producing literally everything under the sun that they can think might possibly hit a mark with somebody. So, yeah, sometimes they have ones where it's like, ooh, we really got it this time. And other times they make a thing and you're like, okay. All right, sure, okay. That's how we get edgy Winx Club. Yo, we watched all of that, though. Sam and I watched all of that. Sam paused it maybe every 10 or 15 minutes to be like, what the fuck? But we watched all of it. So... Yeah. Oh, free. The sunk cost fallacy of Supernatural is so real. If you get like 5 or 6 seasons in, it's like, do I stop? do I keep going? Oh yeah, Doro Hey Doro is great. I highly recommend Doro Hey Doro. I think the thing that bothers me the most about Supernatural is there was a planned ending, and then they were like, "No." Like it ended. They ended it, and then they were like, "No, bring it back." Like, why? They gave it an ending. Just let it end. Kills me. Please just let it end. I wish Soul Eater had another season. Soul Eater had that old. I feel like this doesn't happen as much anymore, but that old anime problem where they were like, so we caught up with the manga. What do we think should happen? Let's just start making shit up. I agree. I think Soul Eater does deserve FMA Brotherhood treatment. But what's hard is that Soul Eater... Fire Force has convinced me, because I dropped Fire Force. Fire Force has convinced me that if they remade Soul Eater, they would be like, all of those jokes that were never funny, all of those like really fan servicey jokes that were not funny to begin with, we're gonna lean really hard into those again. And I would be like, must we? Must we, though? They're rebooting Smallville? No. No. Smallville reboot has been in deliberation for several years. Tom Welling returned as Superman? When? In the 2019 miniseries Crisis on Infinite Earths? What the fuck? Oh my God. Don't do this. No way. If they do, they gotta grab all of those. Not Allison Mack. They gotta grab everybody else. Everybody else that was involved in original Smallville and make them side characters somehow. I just need them to be involved because oh, you can look it up yourself. It's gross. I'm pretty sure she's in jail. Feel free to look that shit up yourself. Michael Rosenbaum, though. Dude, what's he up to? I follow him on Twitter, and he followed me back, and I was like... It's just because I got the tick, that's all. He has a podcast. Is it good? Rosenbaum has a nice podcast. His podcast is great. Well, there you go. Maybe I'll start listening to the podcast. Everybody has a podcast. That's true. But not everybody has a good podcast. Derek from Teen Wolf is in the Superman show? Who is he? Is he Superman? I'm learning so much shit. He's Superman? How did I not know all of this shit? What the fuck? Oh my God. He's so good. He's really good as Superman. Incredible. How can you be Superman and Teen Wolf? I mean, he wasn't Teen Wolf. He was the alpha, okay, of the old pack, all right? He was the hot, always semi-naked wolf. Yeah. Sure. Sure, whatever this is, sure. I know. My hair is super long now. I know that this doesn't seem super long to some of you. For me, it's pretty long. I am playing Dandy Ace. I'm very excited. Right? That's what I keep saying. I'm like, remember, when we moved to England, my hair was like this short. Right? So it's grown a lot. When do we see blue hair dodger again? I don't know. I have to do fox hair dodger first. So it has been written. Nothing so far. When do we see Daenerys Dodger? What, like white hair? I've already done that. That's old news. Crendor and Sam have inspired me to go full caveman with my hair. Do what feels right. Sam every few days is like, should I just cut it all off? I'm like, you sound like me. Oh, I started following you when you had the white hair because I thought it was cool as fuck. I'm so glad I did. I love being part of the community. Thank you, Colby. I've been thinking about doing a full shave on my head for a while. I told Sam, I was like, look, if we do this foxtail thing and it's super cute, awesome. If I hate it, that might be the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna get rid of all of it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all of the blessings. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Daenerys Dukes is old news. Time for Hitman Dukes. You know it. I'm trying to like explain to my kid because you know when you use the sourdough, you have to feed it, right? You have to feed it like new material to eat. And so whenever I'm like, we have to feed it, right? She's like, feed it? Like she gets very confused. And so I keep trying to explain to her like there are itty tiny little things in there that are alive and they want to eat the flour and the water. So we've started talking about it as though it's a pet, and that's made it a lot easier for her, I think. Be like, okay, time to get the sourdough starter out. And then she mixes up the new food and plops it in there. And then we close the jar and we say, okay, night-night. Yeah, it's called Naruto. Okay, got a couple ads to run. Let's go. Thank you so much to Karma in Exile, Legend of Side Quests, and Eggs and Mint for redeeming ads. Yeah, so I started my BSL course, which I talked about yesterday. So I'm practicing the ABCs. So I'm doing finger spelling of names. I don't know how I would do trying to do them in order. There are ones like F. I think no, this is X. I think this is F. Nick, hi. How are you? Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Let's do it. Let's test. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Fuck, what's P? Oh no, I don't know P. P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Oh no. And Z. What's Z? I feel like Z is like this or something. Shit. Okay, hold on. BSL alphabet. Shit. Man, I almost had it. P. You literally just make a little P. P, Q. P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. But then, wait. I think the difference might be Z, and so when you watch the like teacher in the course and they do T, they do this. Instead of this, they do this. So I don't know if maybe when you're like moving fairly quickly, if it's typically this or this, and this is Z, or if it's T, Z. I don't know. I'm not sure. Z is to the palm. Okay, and T isn't. T is meant to be this. T and Z. Is that it? Or is it TZ? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z? The part of the course that I'm on right now is greetings, but I can't remember a lot of them. I didn't have an opportunity to like redo it this morning because I was with Clarky, but some of them again, this one for whatever reason I'm recalling really well. I found again, name, learning. It's like I'm BSL learning, I think is the order you're supposed to do it. So I'm BSL learning. Deaf or hearing. This is what? So there's a lot of questions where it's like, what's your name? Like you finger waggle at people. It's Z in the United Kingdom, yeah. But it's Z in America, so I say Z. What else is in the greetings one? I need to do it again. I've mostly been focusing on practicing like alphabet stuff. Because you can mark yourself as like, I'm done with this section. So I've marked myself as done with the alphabet because I can sight read it pretty well. So they did like, here's the alphabet with voiceover. Here's the alphabet without voiceover. Here are a bunch of names with no voiceover. And then here is that exact same video with voiceover. So you can test, like, you can like double check if you were like sight reading the finger spelling well. And I did fine with it. But I was like, if I'm going to mark this as complete, like if I'm going to say I'm done with it, I need to make sure that I continue to practice it. So I'm kind of focusing on that currently. I'm learning it on a website called johnacademy.co.uk. This is British Sign Language, again, for anybody who's curious. johnacademy.co.uk. At the time that I bought it, it was £14 for level 1 and level 2 British Sign Language. And it's all digital. Yeah, I'm doing a BSL course. It's very cool. But yeah. How many sign languages are there? Well, to give you an idea, in the United Kingdom, there is British Sign Language, there's Irish Sign Language, Northern Irish Sign Language, Scottish Sign Language. There are lots of them. And also, much like any other language, there is slang from area to area. You might go to a totally different area of the same country, and the base is the same sign language, but some of the words are different because of the slang within the community, etc. So, yeah, there are 2 different Irish ones. So... yeah, and all of the stuff that I knew, before was, of course, American Sign Language. So. Oh, wait, Welsh? I think I know that. I'm sorry, I just realized. I think I remember Welsh. when they do Gaelic or Gaelic or however it's pronounced, they finger spell it. I did notice that there doesn't seem to be a sign in British Sign Language for Gaelic. But for the Welsh, either just Welsh in general or the Welsh language specifically, it's this. Welsh. Sign language? No, sign. Shoot, I don't remember the word for language, but sign. So you can ask somebody what their name is or what their sign name is. God, what else was in there? Shoot, I don't remember. Yeah, ASL is all one-handed alphabet. Most of BSL is two-handed alphabet. And I'm really I'm really curious for like say that you could only utilize one hand. What would you do? I don't know. No, Gaelic is the one that there isn't a sign for. At least from the lesson I had. Sign name, again, I'm not part of the community. Please correct me if I'm wrong about this. The idea of a sign name is that like if you are a primarily like sign speaker, instead of like writing out, like finger spelling a name out, you would have a sign that is representative of your name, whatever that is for you. So the example that I gave before, the first time that I ever heard of sign names was there's a content creator who does BSL stuff who said their sign name when they got to choose one for themselves, they're very cheeky. So they decided that this is their sign name, right? So when referring to themselves, this is their name. It's just, it's quicker and it like is part of the language easier. Again, this is just what I've picked up from watching lots of different BSL content over the last like few months or so. So yeah. What would you want your sign name to be? People ask that a lot and I don't know, but I'm also not sure if there's typically like a situation where like if you are a hearing member of the community and you're learning the language that you are given a sign name. I don't know if you choose your own, but what made you get into BSL? I've always been interested in sign language. I've always really wanted to learn sign language. And while I was in America, I just never did. I know a lot of the ASL alphabet and stuff like that. But I didn't ever like pursue it. My niece is like pretty fluent in ASL. And I kept thinking to myself, like, there's so many resources out there to learn sign language and I've never taken advantage. We moved out here and I was like, oh my God, I did the same thing that a lot of you guys do, right? Where I was like, holy shit, British Sign Language is completely different from American Sign Language. Like, for some reason, I found that really shocking. And then I was like, well, if the plan is that, you know, we want Clark to put down roots here, that means we'll be here for a long time, right? And if I have an interest in learning this, it would be great to start learning it while Clark is young, so she could learn it with me. We could both know it. And you know, I'll just try to dive headfirst into British Sign Language. So that's what I'm doing. Have you seen Sound of Metal? It's an amazing movie about learning ASL. I have not. I've never heard of it. I just signed up for the course because I always wanted to learn BSL. Hell yeah. Let's learn. DJN, I just explained. So sorry, I'm not gonna re-say it. Yeah, I would love to like go through this whole course and then you know, find like meetup groups that that I could like put it into practice with. I think that would be super beneficial. Obviously that's not a thing I can do right now, but when that is a thing, but again, that would be down the road. I would want to do a lot of learning on my own first. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be super cool if like, you know, if we in the future look back on these streams and we're taking ad breaks and I'm able to like do like a lot in sign language during the ad breaks. I think that would be so cool. Yeah, she does okay with some of the sign. Like, one of the ones in the greetings video is this, which is like how are you, basically. Um, so we were doing that at each other. It's like, hi, how are you? And you know, she was like, yeah, my I hope this isn't incorrect information, but my niece studied sign language for years in school. So it was her like second language in school. And she continued to learn it. And then I believe her girlfriend's mom was partially deaf or deaf, and so she like got to put it into practice a lot. And so she's like really fluent now, which is awesome. But like, as with any language, if you can use it with, you know, with a like fluent speaker of it, you learn so much so quick. But yeah, so hoping that I'll get to do a little bit every day. Okay. Let's take a break. I am going to go get more coffee and go to the bathroom and things like that. And when we come back, we'll play Dandy Ace. I'm so excited. Let's fucking go. Really jazzed. Okay, enjoy the music. I'm going to run some ads. All of our ad money is going to Able Gamers. So, your eyeball money is going to a good place. See you in a sec. Oh my, are we getting a little wubby in here? Are we getting a little wubby? Okay. Game is downloading. Because I forgot to do that. Great. Let's play Dandy Ace. They're all from a playlist called oh, sorry, it's an album. Black Materia, the instrumentals. Wait, that one isn't though. Because that song that just played was called Claw's Theme. So that's a Street Fighter thing. I thought I was playing Black Materia, the instrumentals, but apparently it jumped ship and did whatever the fuck it wanted. So yes, Sam ordered pizza last night and they gave him an extra pizza and he was like, this isn't mine. And they were like, well, it doesn't belong to anybody else because you were the only order, so you can keep it. So he was like, do you want pizza? And I believe him because there's like mushrooms all over this thing, like stuff that he would rather die than put on a pizza. Like, that's, yeah, I guess that's, it tracks at least a bit. It tracks at least a bit. I'm going to mute desktop audio in case Dandy Ace opens and it is super loud.
Once upon a time, an illusionist became the greatest magician in the world. For years, he was loved by the public. He could even make children cry with joy. His name was Lele, the green-eyed illusionist.
Oh. I felt like something skipped there by accident. It's very quiet. Okay. Let's reopen it because I'm pretty sure that I accidentally skipped something there. I don't think that's the whole cutscene, so here. Okay, game is at max. Let's try again.
Once upon a time, an illusionist became the greatest magician in the world. For years, he was loved by the public. He could even make children cry with joy. His name was Lele, the green-eyed illusionist. But sadly, one day everything was stolen from him by a fake magician, a charlatan who goes by the name of Dandy Ace. With his mediocre performances and handsome looks, Ace, and I really don't know why, became the most loved of all magicians. Crushed by the just reality of his relentless destiny, Lele had no choice but to resort to the infamous Cursed Mirror. You have the power to create a whole new world, but for the price of your soul, the mirror said. I understand. I'm yours. Now, behold the greatest magic trick of all time! And so, out of nowhere, when no one was expecting, Lele imprisoned his longtime arch-enemy. In the blink of an eye, Ace was gone, trapped inside the cursed mirror.
With my lovely assistants? Fantastic. Okay. So that's literally as high as the game can get. It's maxed out in OBS. It's maxed out in the volume mixer. Ah. Maybe we'll try that. High or low? High, I guess, if that'll make it so I don't have to move my webcam. But we'll see. I haven't played the game yet, so. Okay. Let's change our category to Dandy Ace. With the tags of no back seating. No spoiling. Okay? You feel me? I've never played this game before. Please do not tell me how to play it. Please do not tell me about things that are in the game. If you really want to talk about the game, even in a speculative fashion, please go to a channel in our Discord called The Spoiler Void. And you can talk about whatever you like in there. Twitch mode? What does that mean? Allow streamers in chat to interact via votes during gameplay. No. Maybe at another time, but not my... Does it not? It... Okay.
Oh my! Can I trust my eyes? Is that the legendary magician, Dandy Ace?
So the subtitles are not... I think I'll just put myself top corner. And I'll make myself smaller. I'm not as important as all dis.
You seem familiar. Can you tell me where I am?
No, I am definitely not familiar. I'm 100% certain that we've never met each other before. Look, I'm afraid the other guy, what's his name again? A great magician, yes. Lele, the green-eyed illusionist.
Right, of course.
I believe he built this ever-changing palace just to defeat you.
Lele, huh? Doesn't ring any bells.
Oh, no.
Think harder. He's pretty famous.
How do I leave this place, old-timer? I got smiles to collect, magic tricks to perfect. You're either the ace, or you're not.
The two greatest magicians of all time in a duel! How exciting. You'll have to defeat him in order to leave this place. Oh, he's waiting for you, deep inside the palace. Luckily, when you fell through the cursed mirror, your magical cards came with you.
Rule of the ace number 28, never leave home without your cards.
You'll find more cards as you progress through the palace. You're lucky to have me as your ally.
I love the voice acting too. Oh, pick up card. Okay. Dash.
Welcome to the ever-changing palace, Dandy Ace. I, Lele, the green-eyed illusionist, will watch firsthand as my defenses beat you over and over again. Bring me some popcorn.
Oh, interesting. I can spam it. Not forever, though.
Where did you buy your amazing outfit? You look so dapper.
Ooh! Oh!
What? No! Don't drop that cupcake.
Okay.
No open sesame can help you there. No keys. No
Get the
entry.
club's key?
They're not around
Okay.
there, if you want to know.
Oh, I see.
Behold my mighty minions! Charge! They think those creatures came with a defect. I'll send the ultra elite
Ace
mobs
shoots a
next time.
powerful arrow. Sugar dandy. I love it. I am a sugar dandy. Thank you. I don't know if I have to stand on this to, like, establish it. I assume not.
You're helping me out, you know, controlling the rabbit population. Come on! Who brings a cupcake to a fight?
I think it's slowing them. I think that might have piercing. 5 magic cards. Shoots a comet that explodes. And then they're charmed. Charmed enemies move toward Ace and they can't attack. Okay. Longer Ace holds it, the stronger it gets. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Time to get locked in and fight.
Oh! Nice.
I knew I should have sent more minions. Oh, well.
Oh, so how do I swap those? Oh, it's an upgrade. Oh, interesting. Okay. Store, of course.
What do you call a
Naturally.
dog who does magic tricks? A houndini. One more hit and you're dead.
thought he said one more hit and I'm dead. Sure.
I'm getting hungry. Can anyone bring food that's not a cupcake? I can't eat any more cupcakes. Ugh. Surprise! There's
Oh my
more
God.
minions.
No.
There's always more minions.
I don't think I have any keys yet, right?
Aren't you carrying too much stuff already? That's not good for your back.
So I can either replace the main thing or add it as an upgrade. When hitting an enemy deals extra damage, but the effect has a cooldown. I think I should replace the actual thing. And then adds wild cards. It spawns 5 cards that damage nearby enemies. Upgrade effects damage is only affected by the main card tier. Okay. Right? Man, I could use a cupcake right now. Oh, adds poison to the heart?
Wait a minute. That card you just bought is banned. Seriously? Look it up in the rules of the ever-changing palace.
Wait.
Look how many minions, and there's no
no.
escape. I'm so brilliant.
Oh, that poison though.
There, see?
No!
Lele was stronger all along. Well, hello again. Are you surprised?
I'm back to the beginning?
It's called the
Voice.
ever-changing
I don't know why his
palace
voice
for a
is throwing me
reason.
off.
Every time you are defeated, you will restart here and the palace will rebuild itself.
That means I'm trapped here.
The only way out is to defeat Lele. He's waiting for you in the throne room, deep inside the palace. I'll help get you there however I can. Good luck. Let's see what you're really made of, Dandy Ace.
Oh, so you can pick up blueprints for maybe different cards. But if you die, you drop them, I guess.
How do you do that? Hey, Dandy Ace.
Okay.
Are you so afraid of me that you need to open this treasure chest?
Oh. Oh. Interesting. So it's another dash attack though. Unless, hold on. Like, can I do this? Oh, I can.
Now, you don't want to get dirt on your elegant boots. Time to quit already. That's a poisonous cupcake. Stay away.
Oh, I could have waited to take that. But here we are.
Don't bother trying to open the gates, Dandy Ace. Stand up and fight.
Oh. No!
Next time will be harder, Dandy Ace, I promise you. More enemies. On a thin air. Ta-da!
No! Oh my god, I dodged into it. Unreal. Oh.
Hey, you dropped your cupcake.
A cupcake. Thank you. I didn't realize I had picked up an ability. Can you be poisoned? You can. Wonderful. assume I can't get through there, but I'm gonna try anyway. I haven't picked up any keys or anything, so there'd be
Don't
no
waste
reason.
your time, Dandy Ace. The key is stashed far away from there.
Okay. Okay.
I can't believe he's still standing. Do I have to do everything around here? Hey, no more amazing secret moves
Oh my
around.
god.
I don't have time to prepare for them. Hey, the cupcake is not for you. No keys for you. Only lock gates.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Crap. Now you'll be overrun by enemies. Isn't this fun? Okay, you did okay. There.
Adds bubble cluster. What is bubble cluster? Oh, on hitting an enemy, it spawns a cluster of explosive bubbles. Mmm. So I could put it on the charm. But this shoots 5 cards. So do you get bubbles from all 5 cards? Let's find out.
I admitted it. But you will die next time.
Oops.
You are trapped. I'm such a genius.
It looks like maybe? I keep thinking I can dodge around those, and I apparently can't.
That was barely a challenge. Next time.
I think they're here. BRB. Okay, hello. Boys are here. Yeah, this is the Avatar: The Last Airbender main theme remix by VGR. Oh my god. Is that the water? Holy shit. Can you guys hear that? That rumbling noise, can you hear that? Basically, they're like plumber adjacent, but they come with like a van that has a high power machine in it that just like bullets water through your pipes. So if there's anything blocking it, it's like it literally can't. It'll move it at the very least, right? Well, that's very loud. It's quite something, dude. Kind of waiting with bated breath, like. I'm so curious if that's what they're I'll be right back. I have to know. Is that what they're doing? I have to know. I'll be right back. Hey guys, sorry. They're done already, so I'm just waiting until they leave so that Sam can just keep resting his back. So I'll be back in just a minute. Oh, what's this? Some Team Skull acting? Fantastic. Oh my god. I can't even... The feeling of going down there and being like, hey, I have to go back to work, but my husband's getting up. He'll be available to like answer any questions you guys might have. And they were like, oh, we're done. Like, oh, okay. They're like, the only thing that we can tell is like, for some reason, this sink right here is blocked up a bit. That's probably just like right there. So we'll just unplug that for you really fast. It's like, okay. And then they were like, bye. Wonderful. This is like maybe the cockiest person I've met since living in England, which was like oddly refreshing. Maybe it's the Hollywood in me since living there for 10 years. But to have somebody show up and be like, all right, so we're here. We're gonna fix this issue. The landlord came over to like make sure that it was happening, right? Which is hilarious because again, it took like no time whatsoever. But the landlord came over to like make sure that everything went good because we've had so many issues with this. And they were like, well, I'm really hoping, if you're able to fix it. And he was like, it's not if, it's when we fix it. It's like, okay. Great. Love the confidence. If I go to wash my clothes and something goes wrong, I'm sold. It's not the issue of the pipes. Positive now. So there you go. And poor Sam, I was like, honey, I know that your back's like killing you, but the guys are here and I'm streaming. Can you get up in the next like few minutes? And he was like, yeah, I'll get up. It's fine. So he like, sat up and started putting on his clothes. I went downstairs to tell them. And when they were like, oh, we're done, I like ran back upstairs and Sam was like half dressed. And I was like, you can actually go back to bed. And he was like, okay. All right. Okay. My husband's fucked up his back for anybody who's missed that bit of information. Okay. Let's fucking go. Right, controller. Combo. Each time the skill is activated, it gets stronger. I see. So you can replace any of these with any of these. This isn't like... but it does show if something is tier 1 or tier 2. Death Charm. I like that swapping out the cards doesn't make the old card vanish. You're still able to like use that card as like the new upgrade if you want.
You'll see.
Okay. Whoa! That's pretty sick.
How can you be so dazzling and stunning? I mean, so boring and unoriginal.
Mr. Ace, I finally found you.
Jolly. Are you hurt?
Jolly.
Mister, the day I get hurt falling through a cursed mirror is the day I won't make our show happen. And that's never, if you didn't catch that.
Thanks for always making the show happen, Jolly.
You're very late, Mr. Ace. While you were moseying around, I was getting some field research done.
My dear, a magician is never late. Plus, I wasn't taking any longer to get here than what was strictly necessary.
To be dazzling and splendid. I know, mister.
Perfection. Your powers of observation are immeasurable.
No surprise there, right? So listen to me on this. When you defeat enemies, some of them will drop shards from the cursed mirror.
These things I've been collecting, they're mirror shards? I should be wearing thicker gloves.
When you bring them to me, I can unlock useful items for you. Oh, and by the way, the cards and trinkets you found last time are now gone. Blueprints you found, those you can keep. Bring me shards and blueprints, and I'll help you retrieve your magical cards and trinkets. You got it?
Okay. Interesting. T-potion can be used at any time to heal 375. Hot damn. Random pink card. Gold credit. Allows Ace to sell cards. That's always good. Okay.
Thank goodness, Mr. Ace. For a moment, I never thought I'd see you again.
Have I ever made it to stage any later than right on time, Jenny?
You never disappoint us, Mr. Ace. Did you see that awesome tent my sister made for me?
Jolly really found the time to build you this?
I know, right? She's always so resourceful. When I was finally done crying, the tent was already up and standing.
I'm just glad to see you girls okay in such a weird place. You two are the best assistants a magician could have.
Aw, thanks, Mr. Ace. And you're the greatest magician of all time. No matter what the green-eyed evil man said.
So, what kind of goodies do you have in that tent?
Oh, I can use it to store your trinkets. Talk to me and I'll help you equip the ones you want.
Superb. I would like to equip all of them.
Ooh, not possible. But you can equip one or two at a time, and sometimes 3.
That's it? But I have so many trinkets.
I'm not sure why, Mr. Ace. Could be the magic that built this place. Could be a simple design choice. I'm not sure. Who knows?
Okay. Ace's main cards deal 80 more damage.
Hey, Mr. Ace.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well done. You've passed the first test.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Don't get too cocky. Behind me is the banquet hall. And the enemies are much harder. or so I've heard.
It's fine. I'll probably ace it. Get it? 'Cause my name is Ace.
A man of multiple talents, I see. Gotta work on your comic timing, though. It's all in the delivery.
Oh, I could use some delivery. Where's the food in the banquet hall?
Well, there's food, just not for you. The palace minions, they are always hungry. Be careful not to end up the main course. Your good looks won't matter as much for the next part. Trust me.
What's the other thing I have? Oh yeah, poison.
Dandy Ace, why are you equipped with your worst cards? You'll regret this, believe me. Come on, who brings a cupcake to a fight?
Can I leave that there? I'm hoping so.
Come on, Dandy Ace. Time to test your amazing magic tricks.
The trinket that I'm using right now is basically the Than trinket in Hades. But like, just don't get hit and you'll do a lot of damage.
Expecting that, were you? Now fight!
And I failed it.
Hey, you weren't supposed to leave so soon.
Tier 3, huh? Ace shoots a powerful arrow. Right.
You gotta
Let me
stay
do
inside
that.
for the trap to work. These foes are much stronger than the ones you've been fighting so far. I'm telling you.
Time to go pick up that cup of cake. Yum.
That's off limits, and you'll never find the key. I wouldn't bother with the chest. It's screaming low-level loot.
When they in contact with enemies, they explode.
He's way too cocky. Someone kill him, please. Uh-oh. Someone's looking tired.
Shit.
I always told you, there are no heroes here.
Okay. It does get interesting though. Like you definitely like build.
Forward is the only way to go now. I hope you stocked some healing items. We're the best magicians I know of. Can't wait for our magic duel. Move along, Dandy Ace. You can only get in if you find the keys. And I'm glad to inform the magician locked in a room. Destroy him.
Okay. That photo of on Twitter of Clark is so cute. She looks just like you. I wasn't even thinking about it, but a bunch of people were like, "Oh, you gave her like the hair bun like you always have." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, I guess I did." It was because her hair kept getting in her face at the park, and she was like, "Mommy, put my hair up. It's getting in my face." So that's just what I did to it to get it out of her face. Oh man.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take whatever you found there. Now, surround him. Don't miss this opportunity. What the heck is that? A cupcake? Who made this? Come back! You weren't
Ace casts a bright cone of dazzling light that stuns.
supposed to leave.
Sure.
This is getting ridiculous. Did someone stop him already? That's a poisonous cupcake. Stay away.
Oh. Oops. Right, can't get through either of those.
Say hello to my little friends. That's off limits. And you
Okay.
never find the key. Surprise, surprise. Let's see if you survive this.
Shit.
Hope you had some fun. The next ones won't be as easy.
I really liked this here, but I should try this. Oops.
Mediocre. I wouldn't even call it a performance.
can we get on with our lives yet?
Not yet. Oh. Well, how do you like that? Upgrade effects with CC. Replace the CC of the main card. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, and a good day to you.
After killing an enemy, Ace's main cards deal 80% more damage. When Ace loses HP, his main cards deal 153 more damage for 10 seconds. Ace remains at 1 HP and gains invuln. Sure. Thank you, Goyle. Oh, I see. Interesting. So if you have the keys to those doors, you can go to different places. Oh.
Well done. You've passed the first test.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
The gate is locked, and you
Correct me
have
if
to
I'm
keep
wrong.
moving. Isn't it a great plan?
Oops. I don't have a lot of fast abilities now.
You know those cards aren't good to work, don't you? My soldiers are unbeatable. You think that fabulous cape will protect you? Spoiler alert, it won't. You can take one, but can you take all of them at the same time? Let's see.
Oh my god.
How did he escape? Are you guys on my side or...
Drops explosive cards. When in contact with enemies, they explode. Oh, interesting. I miss this. I don't like the bubble very much. But I liked it with the bubble cluster, so... No, that's not a good idea for that one.
On his side, huh?
I think we'll do this.
Hey, Dandy Ace, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Aw, don't tell me you're hurt. Do you need medical assistance?
Oh.
I've been thinking of redecorating lately. Too much pink. Don't you think? Ah, don't bother. I know you don't agree. Come on! Who brings a cupcake to a fight?
Thank you.
No open sesame can help you there. No keys, no entry. And they're not around there, if you want to know.
Wait, the same person voices Dandy Ace and Lele?
You're surrounded. Time for your unconditional surrender. Hey, you dropped your cupcake. Hey, Dandy Ace. Are you so afraid of me that you need to open this treasure?
Oh, yes. A higher tier version of this.
Chest?
Hell yeah.
Guess whose sole purpose in life it is to murder you? These guys. Oh, that's all you got? Hey, you shall not pass. Minions taken.
I'm so flush right now. Oh, push is interesting. Ooh.
I can't believe you bought that card. What a fool. Behold my mighty minions! Charge! You're almost out. Want to give up now? What the heck is that? I guess you're out.
No. Oh, they were different this time. I like the game so far, yeah.
is so much harder than the previous one. Good luck. That's a poisonous cupcake. Stay away.
Is it?
Nobody expects the Minion Inquisition.
Not man.
You dropped your cupcake. You thought you were done. Well, guess what? More enemies. Move along, Dandy Ace. You can only get in if you find the keys. And I'm glad to inform you I hid them deep inside the palace. Aha! Time to get locked in and fight. Come on! Who brings a cupcake to a fight? More angry enemies. My tricks are getting better and better.
Wow, I'm just headbutting a lot of shit that I don't mean to.
One more hit and you're dead.
No, come on.
Real magicians don't rely on junk they find in the streets. Why? Would you even open it? Just stand
Oh, wait.
still for 1 second. I dare you.
Oh, oops. No.
Don't blame yourself. No magician ever died in his bed.
I'm feeling sleepy. I feel like I need to eat something again. You're trying to think of magicians who died in their beds? Why? Hey, come on, you're not dead yet, are you? Dukes did a magic trick and disappeared. Come on. Come on now.
Ace! Ace! Come on, do something!
Yay! My mom's webcam showed up. I bought her a webcam so that we can have better phone calls because for whatever reason, we haven't been able to, like, we can have an audio phone call, but a video one, there's like so much lag recently and we don't know what's changed or why that is, but I was like, I feel like we should
Can't
just
go back, even if you try. Ahead you'll go, and soon you'll face your doom.
I should just try to have video calls on the PC. How does the family D&D games been going? Oh my god, thank you for saying that. I keep meaning to go into the D&D family chat and be like, hello, do you guys want to play? On the family, the one that I made for everybody who plays D&D in the family is called the Fantasy Fun Club. And I always forget what it's called until I see it and then I'm like, oh yeah. Hey guys, are you free on Saturday night for more D&D? There we go. Wonderful. Thank you for mentioning that.
I have a gift for you. Monsters!
Ooh.
No open sesame can help you there. No keys, no enemies. Enemies everywhere. And nowhere else to run to.
Oops.
What? How dare you?
What?
Go back and
So,
hide and stay trapped.
I think that's just 2 bursts now. Curious what that's gonna be like.
How is this palace so clean? I don't see a mop anywhere. What? No! Don't drop that cupcake!
Two cupcakes in a row. Somebody loves me.
Don't bother trying to open the gate, Dandy Ace. Stand up and fight! Eat up the cupcake!
Oh, okay. I keep thinking I can dodge through things and I cannot.
Bah! That was a bad trap! Don't count on your luck to survive, though. I'm warning you. assistant?
Oh, wait.
Nope, it's not gonna help. You'll die anyway.
But what is Broken Heart? Oh, charmed enemies take more damage from Ace's skill. Oh. Most upgrade effects have increased damage, have specific conditions. Always check your build to guarantee you can meet the conditions. Got it.
Now don't get lost, Andy Ace. There are lots of rooms to explore and enemies to be overwhelmed by.
Okay, back over here.
He's right where we want him. A raise to whoever wipes him out. Uh-oh. Getting low on power.
No, no, I had a heal. Oh, God.
This is way too funny.
I keep forgetting that I have a heal I can use. Why am I falling asleep? Why am I feeling sleepy? This game is fun. Wake up! What's happening? I'm feeling sleepy, but I'm having a lot of fun with the game and I'm frustrated with myself. So I got up and I realized I didn't want to do jumping jacks, so I did something else. So I did something else. I'm gonna see if I can get some nice cold water out of the tap.
Hey, come on, you're not dead yet, are you?
You know that the dance in the Just Dance stream? I can't remember what it's called, but the one that's like the one that makes you go like "Hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya," that one. That's what I was just thinking of.
Hello? We're getting bored over here.
Hello, anybody who has joined since we started playing the game. Yes, I'm enjoying it. I think that it's very fun. I like the idea of how the cards work and flippy flopping them around and all of that sort of stuff. I keep dying, but you know, it's just the nature of the beast. And I was gonna say, and my pipes are clean, and just leave it at that, because it would have been funny, but Our washing machine hasn't worked for a very long time because every time it tries to drain the water, it just overflows out of the pipe and gets everywhere. So we just had specialists over, basically in and out in like 5 minutes. And just blasted water through. So
Ace,
hell yeah.
Ace, come on, do something.
I didn't realize he was yelling at me. That's pretty funny. Oh, I see the slots for the keys now. Where those will be one day when I have them.
Move forward.
I do like the
This
starburst.
is ever changing. There is no going back. Survival mode on. Let's see how long you can last. Don't waste your time, Dandy Ace. The key is stashed far away from there. It's a trap!
Oops. God damn it. I hate that. I really wish you could dodge through stuff.
Hey, the cupcake is not for you. That's off limits, and you'll never find the key.
Wah, wah, wah.
They'll just keep coming. Isn't this an excellent idea? I thought so too.
What?
That's a poisonous cupcake. Stay away.
Keep forgetting I have the punch.
Oh, there's a snake in there. Don't touch.
Oh. Oh, wait. Third punch stuns. And then if I just keep punching, I'll do crazy damage.
Now the empty room is full of minions. Ha! My defenses are so efficient. No open sesame can help you there.
Hell yeah.
No keys. It worked. Dandy Ace is trapped. Give him all you got. Hey, hey! Don't do that tonight. Minion, it's not right. What? Ace is still alive? Stupid creatures! Kill him! Kill him now! What? No! Don't drop that cupcake! magician locked in a room. Destroy him. Oh, that's all you got? Yeah. Celebrate while you can. Next time you will see.
Great to see you, Mr. Ace.
Hey.
Your good looks won't matter as much for the next part. Trust me. What the heck is that? A cupcake? Who made this? Guess who's showing up to your little party? More enemies. Let's see what you're really made of, Dandy Ace. That's a poisonous cupcake. Stay away.
God, why am I so bad at dodging them later?
Look how many minions, and there's no escape. I'm so brilliant. Next time will be harder, Dandy Ace.
Another. I guess.
Promise you.
Sure. I'm just
Guess what? More
very
baddies headed
poisonous.
your way. Aren't you carrying too much stuff already? That's not good for your back.
Oh wait. And sell. Yes, Amarian. Than and Meg should absolutely be Zag's beautiful assistants. Either that or if you still wanted them to be siblings, Than and Hypnos.
We're almost out. Want to give up now? Move along, Dandy Ace. You can only get in if you find the keys. And I'm glad to inform you I hid them deep inside the palace. You are disgracing the art of magic. Quick, flare him up. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. But not for me.
I might, I think somebody was saying that you can make it so that the narrator talks less. Lele, I love you. I don't know if I want you, like, snorkeling at me through this entire game. Narrator frequency. Let's do low. Let's see what that's like.
It begins. I'm sure you will find this next area rather interesting.
Come this way, goofball. So stupid.
I'm sending you more enemies. Oh, so you don't feel lonely, okay? Come on! Who brings a cupcake to a fight? Surprise, surprise! Let's see if you survive this. Yes, crush him!
What do you mean crush him? I crushed you, Dumbo.
Oh, I'm loving this. Wait a second. How did he leave? I should get some coffee. Anyone?
Same. I'm already drinking coffee though. That's the problem.
Real magicians don't rely on junk they find in the streets. Why would you even open it? Dandy Ace, why are you equipped with your worst cards? You'll regret this, believe me. Now, surround him. Don't miss this opportunity.
Yeah, I also feel like he's still talking a lot.
Okay, you did okay.
if I'm still this sleepy in like 15 minutes. Probably in the stream early because we're doing Final Fantasy 14 tonight anyway. And I know, guys. I know. I was gone for like 15 or 20 minutes dealing with that plumbing thing. I know. I know. I'm sorry. But on the flip side, wait. No. I wanted that here. And then
Hey, followers, we've been over this. Yo, you dropped your cupcake. Aw, don't tell me you're hurt. Do you need medical assistance? You are trapped! I'm such a genius. It's okay to give up. There's no shame in that.
I also feel like I'm playing like shit because I'm tired. Yeah, I woke up at like, I don't feel it now, but I woke up at like 4 a.m. this morning with a sore throat and could not sleep. And I was like, no, I am not getting sick.
Next section of the palace with lots of surprises.
And I texted something to Jeannie, and Jeannie was like, why are you awake? And I was like, well, fun story. My throat really hurts. And she was like, girl, then you got to handle that shit. Get up, take a hot shower. I didn't do that until now. Like, get up, take a hot shower, make some tea, carve some ginger in there, throw in some lemon and some honey. It's like gargle some salt water. Like fucking do whatever you can to make sure that thing doesn't stick around. It's like, you know what? You're right. Because Lord knows I'm not going to be able to sleep if I'm just laying here with a sore throat. So I did. I got up and I made tea. Loaded it up with all of my gingers in the freezer. So it was like little shavings of ginger. Little weird shavings of ginger in there. And oop, oh my god.
Hey, the cupcake is not for you.
A big old slice of lemon and a bunch of honey.
Another group of monsters trying to destroy you.
It's funny, my mom would always have me, the thing I always did was, gargling with, like, vodka.
No keys for you. Only
Or, like, hard
keys.
liquor of some kind. But I was like, salt also makes sense. Really what the salt did more than anything, I feel like, is,
One more hit and you're
you know that feeling of, like, there's phlegm and I can't get it to move, right? There's like phlegm just sitting on my throat. Gargling the salt water made that feeling go away, which was like
that was barely a challenge.
worth $1 million to me at that time in the morning. Oh, I don't have a stun. But
Time you'll see.
stun on that is be good. Am I going backwards? Oh my god. Yeah, we don't drink vodka really, but
Stop right there.
we have whiskey? Question mark.
Here comes the cavalry. Hey, where are the horses? I just said here comes the cavalry. Hello? Doesn't matter what you got from the chest. You'll die anyway. Get ready for a lesson in pain. Guys, rip his arms out. Wah, wah, wah.
One sec. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna mute myself. My father-in-law, maybe by accident, sent a 2-second audio file in response to me saying, "Hey, are we all good for D&D?" 1 sec. Okay. So I said, "Hey guys, are you free on Saturday night for more D&D?" My father-in-law says this.
I'm just driving a truck at the moment.
I'm just driving a truck at the moment. Is he saying, let's play now? I'm in a truck. Let's go. Or is he trying to say, like, I can't answer right now. I'm driving a truck. I'm just driving a truck at the moment. I think it's the latter as well. The former is more funny, though. I'm just driving a truck at the moment. Yo, this game is really fun. I want to play more when I'm not a zomb. When I'm not a zombino. Yeah, I'm gonna chill a little bit. Chill a little bit. Fortunately, tomorrow, if I'm feeling real terrible, I mean, I hope I'm not, but if tomorrow I'm feeling really terrible, Clark's got preschool all day, so I'll be able to chill as much as I need to, but in a way, aren't we all driving our own trucks? I want to. What should Sam and I make tomorrow? We have to cook something. We have to. Unless I feel like shit. But like we gotta. What is moussaka? Oh, moussaka is like it's a Greek dish. Moussaka? Moussaka? Yeah, or if you're watching my big fat Greek wedding, moose caca. Yeah, I have a recipe on the Sorted app. I completed I completed a meal pack for the first time. I was saying that like I keep trying to do these sorted meal packs and I normally do like 2 of the recipes and I don't finish the third one. The third one I like cannibalize for other meals. I completed this one. Okay. One of the meals was so easy. It was white fish. It's literally like any white fish you want. So I can't even remember what we got, but it's a white fish fillet, roast potatoes, and it taught you how to make an aioli. That was great. One of them, the one that I did last night, was tried to teach you how to make your own refried beans, and then like a really cool chutney that you can make with cherry tomatoes, and then fried eggs. So we had that for dinner last night. I will say they did not look anything like refried beans, but goddamn, they were delicious. So I was like, I probably did something wrong here. The thing that I keep thinking is maybe I wasn't supposed to have a lid on the pot. I think that they're supposed to lose some of the moisture so that the liquid like thickens up and like really sticks to the beans. I think that's what's supposed to happen, but I had a lid on it and so it just didn't. It wasn't losing moisture properly. Is a Sorted app worth it for vegetarians? So every like meal cap. Oh my God. So every week they offer a bunch of different meal packs, right? And with the subscription, you get to choose one meal pack and you have those recipes forever. I mean, you would have them forever anyway if you wanted to like write them down. But essentially, any of them that you grab, they exist on the app. They never go away. They're just in the app for you. And they always offer at least 2, maybe even 3 vegetarian packs each time as well. Most of the time, I will say, as a person who tries to not make a bunch of meals with meat in them, but also has a husband who can't eat spicy things, that's a little difficult. I find myself not doing some of them just because like 2 of the meals will be like with a smoky, spicy sauce. And I'm like, I'm sure that I could avoid the thing that makes it spicy, but it's hard to tell if I can't see the ingredients list right off the bat, if I don't know if like this sauce is literally just made of chilies, right? So yeah, there's a decent amount of stuff that's meant to like have kick to it. But yeah. I think the one that I chose from this week is vegetarian. It is edamame and egg fried rice, like a shakshuka thing, and then 1 pot tomato pasta. So there you go. Yeah, poor Sam. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis about 6 to 7 years ago. It explained so much about my stomach behaviors over the years. My wife has been a champ trying to sort out recipes that don't make my stomach go crazy. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that has been nice about us like trying to cook more together, Sam and I, is that we have to figure out stuff that isn't gonna hurt him, you know. And then he'll know how to make it as well. But yeah, yes, we are ending. I'm gonna go because I'm really enjoying this game, but while playing it, I'm falling asleep. It's not great. So we have some Valentines. That Jaguar said, long time no see to Dodger in chat. I'm catching up to work like crazy after some family stuff. I appreciate seeing y'all here while I type away. Remember, you are amazing, strong, and highly appreciated. Akabara says this Valentine is for anyone who's trying to make any positive change in their life right now, whatever it may be. I broke away from my soda drinking habit and caffeine altogether recently. So if I can make a positive change, so can you. It might suck at first, but keep at it, whatever it is. Lamia says a Valentine for sweet boy Henry. You a good bean, bud. And Henry says, hugs to you, Dukes. Get better soon. Don't strain yourself to stream for us, you goofball. I will. You can't tell me what to do. Turd Ferguson, I'm going to give your points back for the ads. Friendship Jail, give your points back. Gasp. Okie dokie. Avi gifted a ton of subs. I don't know how I missed that. Thank you so much, Avi. If you were gifted subs by Avi or anybody else today, please double check who it was. Take the time to say thank you. I appreciate it. Arthritic Eyeballs, thank you for the 57. Small Gear for the 2. Ainstel for the 37. Prince Kaitsu for the 43. Iris Laughter for the 49. K Grand for the 6, Pixel 80 for the 52, Suzuki for the 20, Talia for the 4, King of Sloth for the 43, Pimpkin for the biddies, Bolar for the 35, Jeremiah for the 8, Kelly for the 9, Happy Twitch Baby Beautiful, Oroberon for the 43, Zanium for the 4, Trevor for the 35, Leo Windrider for the 19, Boner Yeast for the 2, Leo Windrider gifted a sub, thank you so much. Free, thank you for the 50, Astra for the 50 as well. Zake, thank you for the 2. Red Lips, Blue Veins, thank you for gifting a sub. Fallen West for the 4. Severity for the 10. S9 Strict 9 for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much for the support. Steinke, thank you for the 38. D Sharp for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much. The gifts were before the start of the stream. I tried to hide crimes I did in chat. What do you mean crimes you did in chat? Sonic Wolf, thank you for the biddies. Venom for the 4. Sixsaw for the 3. And Bot Page, thank you for the 3. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. We have a raid leader just now. Spontaneous. Okay, let's see. They're playing Evil Genius 2, World Domination.
Power right now. We've got 28 available.
So, let's go say hi to them. This is recommended by Tagalongs.
Yeah, Tag, I'll probably be streaming till about noon. I'm
Bam.
gonna be streaming for about another 2 hours
Enjoy.
today.
Have fun, guys. I'll be back in a few hours, in like 3 or 4 hours, to do Super Cousin Time with Thierry and play some Final Fantasy 14. So if for some reason I'm feeling really rough again, I'll probably play and not stream. But
what are you guys doing?
As of now, I plan on streaming. So we will.
So
we'll proceed as normal. Okay, bye everybody. Take care. I'll see you later.
I think the fans are going to be some pretty sweet stuff. So we're going to go in and we're going to add in a few of these to some areas.